Hey guys, it's Mr. Conk. There's another video I wanted to share with you today called Breaking Iran Collapses and Signs Trump's Deal. Also, if you like these videos, if you like the raw, unedited, unscripted version, just reactions, always feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. That helps a ton. If I've earned it, I don't know. Up to you guys, but it does help a lot with the algorithm a lot, so. Anyway, we're going to get into it. Give me a switch over here. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, absolutely massive emergency update. President Trump has just done the impossible. For months now, we've all been getting told by the far left and some of the panicins over here on the right that this entire situation, this conflict with the Iranian regime, would end up causing World War III, that it would end up causing the War on Terror 2.0.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I thought it was like the beginning of World War III almost. But if they've collapsed and they're signing Trump's deal, that's a good sign.
We'd end up seeing an all-out ground invasion of Iran with thousands of American casualties. And then on top of all of that, we'd be plunged into another Great Depression. But guess what? Absolutely none of that has happened. And the reason why is because President Trump is behind the wheel. He's the man in the Oval Office. Now, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get right to the breaking news.
I'm subscribed to this guy too. This guy's, he really knows this shit. It's a little crazy, but that's okay.
Here, as President Trump just posted on Truth Social,
deal with the Islamic Republic of Iran is now complete. Congratulations to all. I hereby fully authorize the toll-free opening of the Strait of Hormuz, and simultaneously herewith authorize the immediate removal of the United States naval blockade. Ships of the world, start your engines. Let the oil flow. President Donald J. Trump.
5 minutes ago, the deal with the Islamic Republic of Iran.
So I guess they're handing over all of the nuclear material and everything. They're handing it all over to the U.S. That was the deal, I'm pretty sure. But they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it for so fucking long. But anyway, they finally collapsed, so that's a good thing.
Is now complete. Congratulations to all. He says, I hereby fully authorize the toll-free opening of the Strait of Hormuz and simultaneously herewith authorize the immediate removal of the United States naval blockade of the Hormuz as well. Ships of the world, start your engines. Let the oil flow. President Donald J. Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the deal that we've been talking about. And of course, this deal, you have to assume Trump signed off on this thing. He got everybody to sign off on this thing. The Iranians, everybody in the region, the Pakistanis, everybody has signed off on this. You know, it includes all the other big bullet points here. We're going to break that down here in a minute. But first off, we have a supplementary statement from the Prime Minister of Pakistan chiming in on all of this massive development. He says this just now, following intensive talks, we are pleased to announce that the peace deal between the USA and the Islamic Republic of Iran has been reached. Both sides have declared the immediate and permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, including Lebanon. That's Lebanon versus Israel. Massive. The official signing ceremony will be on Friday, June 19th in Switzerland. All right, fitting. That's 5 days from now. We would like to thank the United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran for their commitment to finding a diplomatic solution to this conflict. We would also like to extend our sincere appreciation to our brothers in this mediation effort, the great leadership of the state of Qatar, for their support in reaching this agreement. I would also especially thank the visionary leadership of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Republic of Turkey for their immense contributions in this regard. With the agreement now in place, mediators will facilitate a series of meetings this week. These pre-implementation discussions will lay the foundation for the technical talks and the official signing ceremony. And then he goes on to tag Donald Trump, Rubio, Vance, Witkoff, everybody involved here, the Iranian, this is President of Iran, Pezeshkian, Everybody. Okay. Now, something else I want to tell you here. There was a moment earlier on today, early this morning, where it actually seemed like this deal was on the cusp, on the brink of completely falling apart. Why? Israel opened up a fresh bombing campaign in Beirut, targeting various Hezbollah locations in Beirut that's inside of Lebanon. What's Hezbollah? Hezbollah is an Iranian-backed terror proxy that is now pretty infamous for attacking Israel. This is an action that this Israeli strikes in Beirut seems to have actually infuriated President Trump, if I'm being honest. And the reason why is because Trump was not given any warning that Israel was going to be carrying out these attacks. And Trump knew we were 1 yard away or less from signing off on this agreement. We were so close. And then these airstrikes happened, and Trump was not given a heads up. To that, President Trump earlier this morning posted this. He said, this morning's attacks on Beirut should not have happened, particularly on a special day when we are so close to a peace deal with Iran. Israel has the right to defend itself against threats, but the attack it was responding to was very small and meaningless. Nobody was hurt, injured, or killed, and should not disrupt this very important process. We
That's
are very
good.
close to a deal that will bring peace to this region, including to Lebanon, and all sides should stand down. There should be no more attacks by Israel anywhere in Lebanon, but there should also be no more attacks by any other party, including Hezbollah, against Israel. This could be the beginning of a long and beautiful peace. Let's not blow it. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Now, after Israel carried out these strikes, right before President Trump made this post, and of course now the deal is signed, we pushed this thing across the finish line, but earlier this morning, President Trump had a one-on-one phone call with none other than Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. You might have heard of him. We have some reporting as to what that conversation sounded like. Coming from Trey Yingst, highly trustworthy source, praised by President Trump. He works for Fox News. He says, I personally spoke with Trump this morning. He said the deal with Iran is expected to be signed in the next 2 to 3 hours. That was correct. That has happened at this point. He said, President Trump said he asked Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, what the F are you doing? On a call after the Israeli strikes against Beirut. He told Netanyahu not to conduct additional strikes. The president told me he will ask Iran not to respond with missile fire towards Israel. Guess what? Trump pulled it off. As if there's any confusion as to who the boss here is. Are the Iranians the boss? Is Pezeshkian the boss over in Iran? Is the Iranian regime the boss? Is the IRGC the boss? No. Is Israel the boss? Is Benjamin Netanyahu the boss? No. There's one boss, and his name is President Donald J. Trump. He is the shot caller. Everyone does what he says. And now we have this deal signed off. What's more, Trey Yingst here goes on. He says, the strikes in Beirut are creating issues with finalizing the deal. A diplomat involved in the talks told Fox News earlier this morning. Once again, at this point, we got the deal, but it was a rough morning. Quote, this is a clear attempt by Israel to sabotage the president's deal and drag the United States back into war. This U.S. diplomat said who's involved in the talks. A senior Israeli official rejected this notion that Israel is to blame for the exchange of fire. Israel said, Hezbollah attacks have targeted civilians the past 3 days, the official told Fox News. And you know what? It can be a little bit of this and a little, that's true. Okay, that is true. Hezbollah has been firing their little stupid bottle rockets across that northern border down towards Haifa, northern Israel, not just for days, but like forever. So you can understand the frustration. Trump tells Axios reporter Barak Ravid, who's been another very trustworthy source throughout this entire conflict in the Middle East, that Benjamin Netanyahu has no effing judgment, is what Trump told Barak Ravid, reporter with Axios this morning. A quote from Trump, why did Bibi have to do an effing attack? I was so pissed off. I let him know. He has no effing judgment. I let him know that. It is so bad,
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. 1 hour before we're supposed to sign off on this deal, So, folks, like I said, we're hearing from numerous sources. Barak Ravid, who's got a direct line to Trump, Trey Yingst, who's got a direct line to Trump, one reporter with Axios, one with Fox News. Trump was not happy this morning. But you know what? He pulled it off. Here's the deal. As I said a moment ago, with all of that
what is the
drama
deal?
and the chaos and the fog of war, the controversy, everybody's
Are they
got different
giving-
interests. American interests.
I want to make sure they're giving away like all the nuclear dust and stuff, like the refined uranium or whatever to make nuclear weapons. I hope they hand that over. Because Iran cannot have a nuke. That's just plain and simple.
Are different than Israeli interests. American interests are different than Iranian interests. And then you want to mention Saudi Arabia and Qatar and Turkey. Everybody's got their own, we're America first over here in America. In Israel, they are Israel first. In Iran, they are Iran first.
That
Saudi
makes sense.
Arabia, they are Saudi Arabia first. So everybody's got interest. It's ideal if we can get these to overlap with each other enough to get a deal. We got that. But sometimes everybody wants to go in a different way here. President Trump actually pulled it off. And you know what? You can bet that we're going to be getting that enriched uranium. That's been President Trump's number one point. You can bet we're going to be shutting down all of the Iranian regime's nuclear programs. You can bet, in fact, we got the confirmation from Trump 10 minutes ago now, we are reopening the Strait of Hormuz. And you can bet that we're going to be shutting down all of the Iranian regime's terror proxy networks in the region. I mean, he already got Hezbollah and Lebanon as a part of this deal to shut down their attacks on Israel. We already saw that. So, folks, you know what? Thank God for President Trump. He is the only man in the world, perhaps ever to exist, that could have done what we just saw got done. And you know what? What is that called? It's called America First.
That's really good. That's really good news. Hopefully it pulls through. I have my doubts, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it's a solid deal. And then they get the enriched uranium and all that stuff too. So, just now, Dems terrified as Trump support skyrockets. All right, I might watch this one next. But yeah, if you guys like these videos, if you like the raw, unedited, unscripted format that I provide, always feel free to drop a like, subscribe, helps a ton. Also leave a comment if you feel like it. If I've earned your subscription, I'm very grateful. Much love. Other than that, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.